I'm Concord Mayor Dominic Aliano. After 2 years of living through an unprecedented global pandemic, I am sure we are all ready to get back to life as we knew it. As I like to say, it's time to get back to the basics. It's time to refocus our efforts on our mission as a city, to join with our community to make Concord a city of the highest quality. The COVID-19 pandemic has been a difficult storm to weather. The public health and economic impacts were devastating, and it truly changed our way of life. Although these last 2 years have been challenging, I am proud of our efforts to support our residents, businesses, and nonprofit partners. Since the pandemic began, the City of Concord has invested significant funds to provide a residential rental assistance, grants to small businesses and commercial business aid, a food distribution center, a shop local incentive program, and our own COVID testing site. With more than 80% of Contra Costa residents now vaccinated, the county was able to loosen some restrictions. That means we're able to take another step closer to normalcy, including more in-person gatherings, which I know a lot of people have missed. In fact, this is the second year we have done this State of the City presentation virtually, because COVID was in full swing when we made the decision to err on the side of caution. Next year, I'm certainly hoping we're all back in person. Despite the ups and downs, the stops and starts of 2021, the City of Concord remained focused on its goals and made real progress on important priorities: fiscal stability, public safety, roadway maintenance, and economic development. These are the basics, the fundamentals of a high-quality city, and they go hand in hand. I'm proud to report that we recently had an incredible opportunity to invest more than $10 million in one-time dollars into multiple city priorities. These funds are the result of a budget residual from the last fiscal year. We knew the city would experience a drop in revenue during the height of the pandemic, so we made the tough decisions to stabilize our budget through reserve spending and deep cuts to programs and staffing. We are very fortunate that our revenues came in higher than anticipated, allowing us to end the year with more money than projected or spent. The City Council immediately prioritized investing these funds into returning the city's reserves to the 30% level, reestablishing pre-COVID service levels, repairing our roads and infrastructure, addressing homelessness, and paying down our unfunded liabilities. These are all core issues that we must address, and I am so grateful that we have the funds to help us accelerate our work in these areas. In addition to our general fund, we also have revenue from our voter-approved sales tax known as Measure V. A significant portion of these funds is being put into immediate work to fix our roads, which we know is a very high priority for our residents and businesses. Thank you to our residents for approving Measure V. Our engineering team has developed a 5-year pavement improvement plan that received immediate financing thanks to Measure V. The plan calls for an immediate investment of more than $100 million over 5 years to repair and rehabilitate the city's roadway network. These planned pavement upgrades will not only slow the deterioration, but for the first time in over a decade, we will begin improving the city's pavement condition, moving Concord forward. The city's funds are also being bolstered by a sizable investment from the federal government in the form of one-time funds to aid in the economic recovery from the COVID pandemic. Concord will receive $27 million. $19 million has not yet been allocated, and we have been actively seeking input from our residents, businesses, and local nonprofits through surveys and meetings. In fact, I'm pleased to share we received an unprecedented amount of feedback from our community and partner organizations. This will aid the council as it considers this topic over the coming months, and I am happy to report that businesses are continuing to choose Concord as their home. Over the last year, we have welcomed several new restaurants. Our staff is also facilitating the retention, expansion, and relocation of multiple auto dealerships. Future Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and future Hyundai are currently under construction, and future Lincoln is on the way. In addition, Concord Mazda recently opened a new showroom. One of the biggest projects underway is The Grant, a two-building, mixed-use apartment complex which features 228 apartment units and nearly 5,000 square feet of commercial space. It is scheduled to lease in the second quarter of 2022. Lastly, a 48,000 square foot, 86-room Hampton Inn is also under construction on Pine Street, with expected completion in 2023. I'm also happy to report that the city has restarted our planning work for the reuse of the former Concord Naval Weapons Station. And last year, the city entered into an exclusive negotiating agreement with Concord First Partners as our master developer. Together with the developer, the city will plan to build out these 2,300 acres that will bring about 12,000 homes and hundreds of jobs to the region over the next 20 years. Turning now to one of the biggest challenges currently facing cities throughout California, the increase in homelessness. While we are still waiting on data from the county's annual point-in-time count, homelessness appears to be a growing problem throughout the Bay Area. I know it is a serious concern among our residents and businesses because you have told us. Council is prioritizing investments in services to help the unsheltered, and we recently voted to allocate $2.4 million of one-time funds into homeless services. This is an addition to the ongoing Measure V funds that support CORE and the MET teams. CORE is an outreach team that works directly to locate, engage, and house unsheltered individuals. The city's additional investment in this program allowed the team to begin working full-time in Concord and recently enabled them to bring on a full-time social worker to provide more services to help our unhoused residents get back on their feet. MET is a partnership between a county mental health specialist and a city police officer. The two work proactively to respond to and assist individuals who have a history of multiple mental health crises. They provide resource referrals that help the individual remain in the community safely. Speaking of investments in mental health services, the county recently announced its new behavioral health crisis service known as Anyone, Anywhere, Anytime, or A3. And thank you to the Contra Costa County Board of Supervisors for initiating that program. At the center of A3 is the Miles Hall Crisis Response Hub, which will be located in Concord. The hub is currently testing the technology that will be used to answer calls, triage the situation, and dispatch a team to respond. The A3 program launched earlier this year and will expand into a 24-hour service by mid-2023. You can think of it as a fourth branch of emergency response in our county. Mental health crisis emergency response will now join fire, police, and ambulances as being available to anyone, anytime, anywhere in Contra Costa. Public safety is a top priority and a fundamental responsibility for any city. And I am proud of our police department for their efforts to keep Concord safe. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our police officers for their service to our city. Our team does more than just traditional policing. To address quality of life issues, the Concord Police Department has officers assigned to the Community Impact Unit to specifically address quality of life issues, including criminal activity, nuisance issues, and homelessness. These officers work directly with the CORE team to provide resources and assistance to the unhoused and to assess homeless encampments for immediate safety concerns. They also work with businesses to enforce no trespassing laws. Our police department endeavors to leverage technology to increase public safety in Concord, including the recent addition of drones as a service multiplier. Unmanned aircraft systems, which are commonly known as drones, enhance public safety and officer safety. They provide officers with an effective, efficient, and accessible tool to assist with problem solving while mitigating risk to the public and our officers. Drones may be used to find lost individuals in open space, identify what is happening in real time to aid decision making, and provide the time and distance needed to de-escalate potential violent situations. Along the lines of using technology as a service multiplier, the police department has also experienced success using regional license plate reader information to help solve crimes. For this reason, the police department is proposing to enhance the city's license plate reader program, which will be coming to council this year. I'm also proud to share that our police department is bringing back several civilian community service officers who can reopen the department's lobby and help people who walk in for assistance. Earlier this year, we conducted a community satisfaction survey that covered several topics. When we asked people how the pandemic most significantly impacted them, the number one response we heard was feeling less connected to friends and their community. I get it. I felt the same way, and I know my colleagues did too. And that's why I am really looking forward to getting back to in-person events, including our annual Music and Market concert series, which begins in June. Between enjoying Thursday evenings in Todos Santos Plaza and taking in concerts at the Concord Pavilion, I think we're going to have a fun summer. Another cool thing to check out while you're around town in June is the Creative Concord Experience, featuring the installation of murals created by professional artists that will go up around the plaza and in other areas of the city. The murals will not only beautify our city, they will provide a genuine way for people to communicate, discover, engage, and support small businesses, as well as build more opportunities for the arts and culture in Concord. In closing, I want to assure you that the City Council and I, along with staff, is focused on what truly matters for our city, the basics of what makes our community great. We know that there is more work to do to ensure our success, and we will continue to prioritize the basics: fiscal stability, public safety, roadway maintenance, and economic development. It's our job as your city to provide these public services. Now that we are breaking through the COVID pandemic, we can readjust our focus back to our basic functions as a city and in turn improve the quality of life for all our residents. I would like to acknowledge and thank the team of city leaders and staff who helped move our city forward. Thank you to Vice Mayor Laura Hoffmeister, Councilmember Eddie Brisson, Councilmember Tim McGallion, Councilmember Carlin Obringer, and City Treasurer Patty Bersati. Together, we are proud to serve as your elected representatives. The other people working hard every day on behalf of Concord residents include City Manager Valerie Baroni and her executive team, City Attorney Suzanne Brown, and of course, the Concord City staff, the dedicated individuals who protect our city, keep it clean, and continue to provide essential services. And I would like to thank you, our residents and businesses. Thank you for choosing Concord and for making our city a great place to live, work, play, and visit. Thank you.